Okay, I get a lot of questions from a lot of different people about firearms. Be it like, what would be your gun in a shit hits the fan situation, breakdown of society? If you were stocking a cache for a doomsday scenario or whatever, or what do you carry concealed? What would you use for home defense? What would you use, for if you wanted to have a militia unit or neighborhood watch or something? And out of all these questions, and I think people look for like this one gun fits all or what's the best, and it don't work like that, okay? There are all kinds of ways of looking at this, multifaceted and everything else. And so what I decided to do is do a series discussing different popular firearms, okay, and their role in these situations that you need them for, be it home defense, concealed carry, or a shit hits the fan type of thing where there's massive civil unrest and you may have to be on the run or move, things like that. So I'm going to do a series on covering several very popular guns. Now, another problem with this is, say we were talking about the SKS carbine, okay? The answer to that question, or the context on this particular gun, 40 years ago, the situation with it 40 years ago was one way, and the situation with it current day and with a lot of mil surplus guns has changed, okay? Also, with common sporting guns, okay, like this Winchester 94, another iconic American weapon, okay, serves a purpose. The Stoeger coach gun, this is in its, I'd say, bottom tier configuration with the synthetic stock and the dull black finish, and you can get this gun, with wooden stock and blued and everything, but then again, it's the price point. This is probably the most budget-friendly, general-purpose firearm in the group here. Then, in our mil surplus categories, we have things like the Mosin Nagant. This was a hot item when they were available, okay? And again, the budget price, the ammunition was dirt cheap, and that has all changed. Another one, the CZ52 pistol. I'm going to depth on this thing here. These were a bargain back 20 years ago. I mean, less than 100 units, okay, for one of these. And ammunition, I think I'd get a 80 round carton of ammo for that pistol for like 7 beans, okay. Now, I just had a discussion with somebody, a box of current manufactured factory ammo for that guy said he paid 53 units for 50 rounds. That's over $1 a round. So things have changed. At one time, this would be a good option if you were short on cash for a gun that was used, and if it got rusted, scratched, or whatever, if it didn't come like that already, it wasn't a lot of money to tie up on a tool to use for in a situation, say, of, we call it we used to call them, I remember, survivalist or for prepping. You know, a lot of preppers like to stock up on things, okay, for hard times. Now that's different. So what I'm going to do is make a series of videos, and I'm going to cover some of these popular guns, and I'm going to talk about in the past, how they've evolved over time, and their current status now for all the things I mentioned. Be it prepping, be it just home defense, concealed carry, or just to have something around in case times get hard. And it looks like that may be something on a lot of people's minds, because it's in the back of my mind. Things, we're headed for some hard times, and it's always good to have something to rely on, a little insurance, put it to you that way. So I will cover these different guns and discuss, historically and how things have changed also. Okay, because like I said, the situation with some of these firearms 40 years ago was not the way that it is now. Okay, both in terms of cost, availability of ammunition, and is it really worth using it in the role that you need today? Okay, so thank you and stay tuned.